This is the DeBoer Hull's Seaview. It's 57 inches long. It is made of polyester resin, and it has some fiberglass mesh inlaid inside it. Now, this model is a rendition of the 18-foot studio miniature that was used for the movie and the TV series. Right now what you're seeing is the model in the final stage before its actual completion. There are a couple of little things that have to be done. Now I've removed the top deck to show you what the inside of the model looks like. The interior of the model is hollow, and you can see the fiberglass mesh that's laid on the inside. The two fins had to be added on later, and the lower, I guess, turbine exhaust had to be added on later too. These are resin pieces, or 4 of them, that you put inside the exhaust turbines, and I guess that's where the water inlet cooling vents are for the engines on the Seaview. Up here you'll see there are 3 braces across. There's no metal inside it per se, but there is, like I said, more fiberglass in there to make it stronger. You can grab it by these little bridges, I guess you can call them, and hang on to it as you paint it. But it also provides a place for you to go ahead and fasten the top deck on. The whole deck here is one piece. Here's the forward hatch. You might be able to tell that there's a hatch right in there in the conning tower, and 2 more. There's the final one. The conning tower, or the sail itself, is one piece hollow. Each one of these diving planes is a separate piece that goes on the sail, and as you can see, I don't know whether this is accurate on this 18-foot version, but I went ahead and put that dark gray stripe on there. Okay, here's the bottom of the Seaview now. I had to be real gentle, real careful with it, laying it like this. This will probably be the only time that you'll be able to get to see this, because I'll have it all completed later on. You can see the rudder there on the center piece of the rear keel, and there'll be another 2 additional rudders on the turbines. This is the mini sub diving bell launch area, I guess. I went ahead and I accented this panel, as I usually do, with airbrushing. The 2 general frames for the spotlights on the bottom, and of course the opening for the flying sub. Dennis DeBoer is going to have a 4 or 4.5 inch flying sub that'll be coming out. That'll be a companion piece to this in the future. Here are the final pieces that I have to put on the Seaview before it's completely done. Here are 2 patterns I made for the front pieces of plastic, clear plastic, that'll go on the observation nose. I'll cut those out and then super glue them from behind, and then I'll reinforce it with a little bit of epoxy putty. Once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and put the beams that I fabricated for this model. These are just styrene pieces that I drilled out and spray painted with some chrome. What we have here are 2 custom cut or patterned cut hemispheres. They're both clear plastic, and I sanded either side of each piece, and then I frosted them with dull coat paint. After I did that, I airbrushed the floor a transparent blue. I fabricated 2 hatches out of styrene with a little port on them, the same size as the sail hatches, and I added some other colored pieces of plastic just so that it'll be a little bit visually exciting. I intend on lighting this from behind and from beneath also, so that you'll be able to catch the flavor of the colored pieces of plastic. These are the final 2 rudders that go on the exterior of the rear exterior of the 57-inch model. Here are the flying sub doors. Here are the clear pieces that go on the model. Here is the Ford Searchlight lens, and these two here are the lower bottom searchlights for the flying sub area, and they are cast in clear resin. Now here are the basic colors that I used. What we have here is the Walmart brand spray paint, and this color is equipment gray primer. That's what I use as the primer for the entire model, and actually the base coat. This gunship gray was used for the water ballast inlets on the top deck. It was a slightly darker gray than what I wanted, but it did the job just fine. I heard from a number of people that that area was much darker than what you would think anyway, so I thought I was pretty close to the ballpark. I used Tamiya natural gray or neutral gray for the missile hatches and the regular hatches and some of the other detail on the model. This camouflage gray that I used is for the lower area on the bottom of the Seaview. Now, the instructions call for white, but I took the liberty of using this camouflage gray, which is a very, very light gray, and that still gave you the impression of it being, you know, semi-white,